Hey everybody, Coach Dan here. Going to go through one of the best combos you're ever going to learn. This is the first combo that most people learn. They use the 1 and then the 2, but really we're just going to add the 3 pieces in. So we're going to do a 1, 2, 3. So you're setting your hands up, you're going to throw that jab hand out, you're going to throw the right hand out and come across with that hook. Now why is this the best combo? It's the foundations that build off of all combos. So every time you're going to throw any technique, they lead, even with the right hand they'll lead with the left hand, or they potentially even lead with a hook. So in order to figure out how they all work together, it's best to start with the easiest one, which is usually your jab, because it's the furthest one of distance from your opponent. So you begin to use your jab in general by reaching out and trying to touch your opponent. If you're capable of finding that distance and you're capable of touching them, that means that as long as you know how to turn your hip on your back leg, you will obviously be able to hit them with the right hand. So just setting those two up to start with, elbows stay in, you bring that one out to the center and bring that one back down the center and back. You automatically have it. Now, you'd ask yourself, how can you hook somebody if that hand is out there and your hook is supposed to be here? Well, here's the funny part about being the best combo. Just because you throw this punch out doesn't mean it landed. He could have slipped that punch. He could have gone anywhere. You could have turned, you could have tried to throw the right hand there. He could have slipped that, and now you have the left hook on the inside. You also can move, so we don't put anything away from our movements. So I could be here, I could come out, I could throw that big right hand coming through, and he slips. He comes underneath me, I slide back into a short left hook. So once you put these combos together, it's really imperative that you stay really tight with them, so that they're right on top of each other. So it's like an I and a T, it's all crossing each other. You want it all where it's supposed to be. So when I jab out, I don't want to open up here. I don't want to have a gap. I want that gap to be completely closed. When I throw my right hand, that same gap, I don't want it. I want it completely closed. When I bring them back, the whole gap is open, so I want that hand coming across and taking it away. You can bring your hand this way. You can bring your hand this way. This one, just extend it out more, get more distance. So again, learning that left hook, learning that right hand, learning that lead jab. It all boils down to fundamental basics. Those fundamental basics you will still see in the advanced players. They'll just break them up. They'll even start with the right hand and come off with a hook. They'll start with a hook and come right back into the right hand, left hand. There's so many combinations. So what is a combination? To my mind, a simple combination is simply your ability to reach out and touch somebody. The other application of a combination is your ability to potentially damage them or knock them out, especially in a sporting application. Self-defense, I suppose, same deal. So when I think of that combination, I don't think every one of my shots is going to land. Because if I do, then I'm in a mystery land. Like, I don't know, what's my opponent doing? Nothing? So that's what you have to watch when you go on a heavy bag or you go on pads and mitts and you just smash the mitts. You need to have a little bit of a visualization that allows you to go beyond the physical. Now, you don't want to go into some mystery spot in your brain, but you do want to be able to visualize. And when I'm visualizing, I want to snap my shots out. I want to still be able to see my opponent, but I also want to see that when I threw my right hand, he slipped it. He slips, and I'm thinking, wow, boom, I have to come back. So I don't want to overextend on everything and be over here, so my foot's up. That's not going to work. So that's why this is so imperative that you learn this basic combination and basic jabbing movement and basic footwork. Now, there's no professional out there that didn't learn these. So if you're a professional, this might not be the video for you per se, but if you're a coach, and even if you're a lower level coach, this could be very imperative for you to remember and to try to think about a way of describing what's going on to your coachees, people that you're trying to teach and everything else. So when I'm teaching this, I try to give them the whole picture, but pieces at a time. So when you're jabbing out, the number one thing for the jab, find your opponent. If I can't reach you, I certainly can't hit you. So even just reaching out and touching somebody, that shows me the distance that you're at. When I reach out and I touch you, that doesn't mean you can't punch me. So now what I need to do, I need to make this hand stay where it's supposed to be. I don't want this hand to react to this one. I want it to be here. Then I want it to react on its own. Then I want this one to react on its own. Each time bringing that right hand, so it's comparing itself to the left without doing this kind of stuff and moving wrong. You don't want to move like that. You want this one in, bring it across. Short and sweet. The faster you get to the positions that you're supposed to get to, less energy you expend, less opportunity of exposure. So anytime that your hand leaves your position of defense, you can be hit. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter how you move. And every chance that you're throwing a punch is a chance you're going to get hit. You can throw the best combo just like this and still get hit. So you always got to remember that. Keep in mind the other guy, unless he's dead, is doing the same thing back to you. So if you're on a heavy bag, that's why heavy bags can be very detrimental to you and very imperative. The heavy bag cannot give you any feedback other than impact force coming back. It can't say anything to you, it can't direct you, can't tell you if you punch straight. So the biggest thing with this is, if you have a partner and you're working on pads, you now have the ability to get some feedback directly from them saying, hey, your hands are a little too wide, you're reaching with your hook, all these things. So again, we break it back down to the basics. We bring those elbows in. We focus on that jab coming down. Don't be peeking around it. Take your chin, tuck that chin in. Throw the right hand, the opposite. Chin comes in. The left hook comes right across. What's the left hook really doing? It's protecting you, other than from an uppercut. That left hand is protecting you this way, so it's splitting your head in half from top to bottom. The shoulder that's coming in is what you're going to hide behind when you're there. Your opposite hand, don't keep it low, keep it up nice and high. So now you've created this little box. So it's a nice little box that you can stand in. So even if you're defending a high kick, you're already partially there for that high kick to come around. Take your hand, wrap it around a little bit, and where are you? 1, 2, 3. You're right in the same technique. Nothing changed. So when you develop the 1, 2, 3, don't think that it's basic, basic, basic. It is a basic, advanced approach to advanced techniques. Okay, so if you're looking at a 1, 2, 3 and you think, I know that, you probably do. But do you know how to use it advancedly? And if not, then go back to looking at the basics. The foundation of this starts with your feet, moves from the feet to the movement portion, moves from there to how the hands are going to move. There's going to be a slight tilt forward when you do that jab, so you can create a little bit of body mass, a little bit more impact from the jab. You can just snap a jab. That's perfectly fine too, but this one is a little more helpful, just to give you a little more mass. So if you've already gotten the distance to your opponent, you've moved in for it, you just take a little step. Once you step in, it snaps out. But it snaps out same time you're landing, and then it would come back. It snaps out, and snap the next one over, then cut it across. When you've done that, you've covered all of your vitals to the best of your ability. Primary vitals is your head. Below that, your solar plex area, your liver, and your spleen. When I do my jab, my spleen, livers, all these things, when you're moving, your elbows are coming away from your body. My jab out, opening. Right hand out, opening. So again, if you're making the assumption that because you threw a right hand, he can't hit you, don't have that assumption. You go back to your basics again. Keep those elbows in, snap it out, snap it over, bring it across. And then don't stand there. Bring that elbow in. That elbow is your offensive, defensive position. He wants to kick at you, bang. You bring that elbow right back into his leg, thigh, knee, whatever it's going to be, into the shin even. It's going to maybe hurt, but it's going to hurt him too. So you're always looking to take this to another level. The only way you can take it to another level, if you've sort of mastered the basic concepts of it and what each component of the 3 techniques are doing. You can always do them individually, and you can do them lots. And even if you're in a beginner program or an advanced program, you are going to throw tens of thousands of jabs if you're looking to be a competitive player. If you're not, and you're just looking to be an athlete, you're still going to throw tens of thousands because you want that athletic development out of it. Okay? So if you like what we're doing, subscribe, click the like button. Any comments are welcome. We love comments, so we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.